Hi guys, so this is like the fourth or fifth time I've recorded this or tried to record this. My laptop is being a homo sapien and pissing me the hell off. Okay, so here's the long overdue labor and delivery story for Joey. I had Joey on April 19th of 2010 at 11:27 p.m. He was 7 pounds, 12 ounces, and 21 inches long. And I have a picture here of him. He was so cute. He had a full head of hair and just, amazing baby from day one. Okay. Anyways, so like I said, I had him on April 19th. On that day, before I had him, like earlier that morning, I was giddy, happy, no signs that I was going to have Joey that night. Nothing. Not a thing. The only signs that I had, but everyone else put it to be something else, was that everyone thought I was having Braxton Hicks because I was having pressure and it would release in my stomach and it would keep happening. And it was, like, I timed it and it got to be like 5 minutes apart, so it wasn't that bad. But, so that morning I was actually helping Chris rip carpets at a friend's apartment, and I wasn't really doing much before you think anything wrong. I was actually just sitting there rolling it and then helping him tape it. So I wasn't doing anything. I was just like pretty much there to observe and watch as he did all the work and killed himself. So like I said, that morning I was having what everyone else thought was to be Braxton Hicks, and like I was timing them and keeping on top of them. Like I was writing the times down in my phone so I could see. And when they got to be like 10 minutes apart, because like I was 38 weeks and 6 days, I was like, okay, let me check in with them and let them know that this is going on. So I called them at like noon. I called the doctor's office at noon to let them know, hey, look, I'm having pressure pains, or like 10 minutes apart. Should I come in and get checked out, and we'll see like what's going on, and I can go to the hospital if I have to, go home, or you can give me some idea of what to do. And the nurse who had talked to the doctor was like, oh, well, the doctor said you're okay, you're just having Braxton Hicks, you still have 8 days to go, your body's getting ready. That's what the pressure pains are. I was like, okay. She was like, the doctor just said to relax and, sleep a little bit and just, try to stay as comfortable as possible. And I was like, okay, I can do that. So we continued on. We finished the job at the apartment, and we had called Chris's mom, and we were like, Danielle's having pressure pains, like, we're just going to come over and stop by, see if you have any remedies, maybe the pressure pains go away, or, just any ideas. And it's not that the pressure pains hurted or anything, it really didn't hurt. It was like my stomach was tightening up and then releasing. It wasn't anything bad. It really didn't hurt, and I think everyone thought that like I was not faking it, but I didn't like know exactly what I was talking about, because I was like, it doesn't hurt. I was like, it's just my stomach is tightening and loosening, and that's it. And I was like, it doesn't hurt. Or like everyone thought that maybe it was hurting and I wasn't saying it. I don't know. Everyone looked at me like I had 4 heads. So we go to his mom's house, and we're talking to his mom, and his mom was like, yeah, well, like the doctor said, it's probably just Braxton Hicks. You're a first-time mom. You don't know what labor feels like. So she's like, well, let me go make food, and you can go back to my room, lay down, get comfortable, take a nap. When food's ready, I'll come get you. So I laid down, and I probably slept for like an hour, maybe 2. And she had come and got me, and I ate a little bit. It wasn't anything big. It was just something tiny. And we were talking, and she's like, just relax, go home and take a shower, and that's it. There's not much you can do. I'll probably go away. Because when I woke up, I had no pains. I wasn't having pressure pains. I was up for like an hour, and I had nothing. No pains, no nothing, no anything. So she's like, it's just probably Braxton Hicks like everyone thought. So Chris and I went home, and we went home, had sex. I mean, our whole relationship, not our whole relationship, but our whole like relationship during the pregnancy was not strictly sex, but it was mostly sex, because I craved it, like really craved it. So we had sex, and then I took a shower, and I got comfortable, and I laid back down, and I went to sleep again. Well, when I woke up, I went to the bathroom and I had mucus, but in the mucus was blood. It wasn't like bright red blood, but it was like you know when you have a scab and the scab turns over and it turns to be like brown? Like that's what it was. Like old blood is what I had. So I like not that I freaked out, but I called the hospital because I was like, not that this is wrong, but nothing feels wrong, or I feel okay. I want to be safe. And sorry. So I called the hospital and I talked to a labor and delivery nurse, and she's like, well, you're probably okay. You're just probably losing your mucus plug. It's normal. You're okay. Calm down. I was like, I'm calm. I was like, can I give you a little background and then you can tell me if you still think the same. I was like, I'm 4 centimeters dilated as of Thursday. I was having Braxton Hicks earlier today that went to be like 5 minutes apart. And now I have this. Could I just, come in to be checked just in case? I don't want to be sorry later that I didn't get checked. Like something happened and I become sorry. So she's like, yeah. She's like, you can come in. She's like, but if you're not in labor, after we monitor you for like an hour, we'll send you home. If it's not actual labor, that's our policy. So it's up to you if you still want to come, because you're most likely going to go home. I said, yes, I still want to come. We'll be over in a little bit. So I told Chris, I was like, hey, we're going to go to the hospital and just get checked out. I was like, I don't think anything's wrong. I don't think I'm in labor, but I want to be safe. So he texted his mom and told his mom that we were going over to the hospital. And his mom had said to come pick her up. His dad was up in Atlantic City for a union meeting for the post office, and his sister was hanging out with her boyfriend and had the other car. So there was no car. We had to go pick her up. So we went and picked her up, and we picked her up at like, I'd say like 8:30-ish, something like that. And we got to the hospital, and at 8:45, I was up in the maternity ward getting checked. And the doctor had come in, and the doctor had come in, so they put in on the contraction band, they put on Joey's heartbeat band, and they realized that I was having contractions, not like bad contractions. They're like, well, these still could be Braxton Hicks contractions. And so the doctor checks me to see how like dilated I am, and he's like, well, you're not going home tonight. I was like, oh. He's like, you're almost 7 centimeters dilated. We're going to keep you. So at like 9 o'clock, they moved me to another room because they had to like get a room ready for me because they didn't expect that I was staying. They didn't expect I was staying. So at 9 o'clock, I moved to a labor and delivery room, and they break my water. And let me tell you, having your water broken is, I guess it's the same if your water broke naturally, but you feel like you peed yourself. And I felt gross. I was like, yeah, I feel like I peed myself. This is just terrible. So, I felt like I peed myself for a good, 5 minutes. The feeling there, I know it wasn't that long because once it breaks, it drains pretty quickly, but, I felt for, 5 minutes I was, I peed myself. I felt gross, nasty. So after that, the nurse had come in to find out if I wanted an epidural. She was like, if you're getting an epidural, you need to get it now. So it will kick in beforehand because you're almost 7 centimeters dilated, and you could go soon or you can go at 6 in the morning. She's like, we're more leaning towards the 6 in the morning, but we would rather give you your epidural now. So the nurse and my mother-in-law, Chris's mom, had sat and talked to me, and they're like, well, Danielle, you've gone through dilating 3 centimeters today, not a problem. You've gone through contractions without a problem. She's like, I really want to do it. You seem to be handling labor pretty well. Why not go without the epidural? And I was like, well, what if it really hurts? That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that it's going to hurt and I'm going to want it. And she's like, you'll never know unless you try. So I was like, And they're like, well, if it gets really bad, we can give you pain medicine through your IV. It'll be I think they give you Pitocin. I don't know. They give you something. I can't remember what it's called, but they give you something through your IV that's pain medication that's okay for labor. And she's like, we can give you that. And I was like, well, okay, I'll go without the epidural then. And let me tell you, that was the best decision I've ever made. So at like 10:30, I had sent Chris to go get food because I knew he was hungry. I was only about 8 centimeters dilated, and the nurse and the doctor himself had said that I was looking, that they were expecting Joey to arrive at like 6, 7 in the morning. I was not supposed to have Joey that night, from what they thought, because your first pregnancy, you're supposed to go longer, and your labor's supposed to be like strenuous and like fucking crazy hours, and yeah, mine wasn't. Anyways, so I sent him to go get food, and like 10:45, I was like, oh, I was thinking like, I feel like I gotta push. I really feel like I gotta push. I was like, but I'm not having this baby until Chris gets here. I'm not doing it. So I had texted him, and I was like, hey, I was like, are you almost done? I was like, not to rush you or anything, but I, like me, feel like it's time to go to have this baby. So he gets back, and it was like 11 something. It was like 11:10 when the nurse came in and she checked me, and she's like, well, Danielle, you are 10 centimeters dilated. And she's like, let's get you into position and get you comfortable and get you where you need to be, because you're going to have this baby soon. And the doctor was still up in a C-section, so they were trying to take their time but also get me set so it'd be a quick and easy delivery after that. The doctor came in, I would say about 11:15, 11:20, somewhere around there. And he's like, oh, she can't be ready, let me check her. Checks me. Danielle, stop pushing, stop doing anything, don't do anything, don't sneeze. I gotta get gloves on. I do not deliver babies without gloves. So he gets his gloves on, sits down, gets ready, goes, okay, Danielle, start pushing. So I start pushing, Joey's head's out. I'm not even pushing 5 minutes yet. So Joey's head's out. And then, so he tells me to stop again. And I was like, I can't stop. He said, stop. He's like, I gotta cut you. Joey's shoulders are too wide. They're not gonna come out. Like, you'll break. I would pretty much dislocate his shoulder if I did. So I stopped so he could cut me, and then after he cut me, I had Joey. And I opened my eyes right before Joey came out all the way, and I saw Joey, and I was like, oh my god. And it's probably the only time that I said anything the whole labor. Like, I didn't cry, I didn't scream, didn't nothing. And it was just amazing. And I kind of freaked because he didn't cry or anything, and I was like, why isn't he crying? And the doctor's like, I didn't, suck his mouth out or his nose, give him a second, let me catch up. Caught up, he cried for the first time, and it sounded like music to my ears. And then they showed me Joey. Chris cut his umbilical cord, and they took Joey over to get weighed, and Chris's mom was like, Chris, stay with Danielle, I got Joey. And I was like, no, I want Chris with Joey. And yeah, that picture I showed you is when Chris was standing next to him, and it was just, that day was the best day of my life, and I do not regret a single thing, and I especially do not regret having my son, and I love him to pieces. And that is my labor and delivery story, and it was easy, less complicated, and perfect, and less than 3 hours long. So I could only hope that everyone's labor and delivery is as easy as mine. I hope you guys liked the video, and I will talk to you guys later. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.